It was actually one of the rainy days we decided to visit geothermal attractions to enjoy the power and mystery of the Earth's inner workings, burst into life in the strange and wonderful landscapes of Taupo's geothermal areas. As part of the Taupo Volcanic Zone that stretches from the national park in the south to the White Island north of the Bay of Plenty, Taupo showcases an unusual range of geothermal activities. Steam pouring from unexpected vents in the earth or drifting across the bush-clad hills, rainbow-colored silica terraces, and turquoise mineral lakes, boiling mud pools that bubble and plop, and regenerative natural hot springs are just a few of the surprising, spectacular, and satisfying ways that the heat of Taupo's vast underground lake of magma can be seen and experienced above the ground in the region. And there are few better ways to experience Taupo's energy than soaking in its warm healing geothermal hot springs or immersing yourself in steam clouds and the mesmerizing sounds of bubbling mud pools as you meander through the otherworldly walkways. So the Craters of the Moon geothermal walk, which was actually a 45 minutes walk. The Craters of the Moon is a geothermal walkway with a lunar landscapes, hence its name. Craters of the Moon showcase the natural thermal activity of Taupo, including bubbling craters, steam vents, and colorful soils. It is actually a unique and memorable experience for young and old. Named for its otherworldly atmosphere, the Craters of the Moon thermal area sprang up in the 1950s. This was a time when nearby power stations lowered underground water levels. As hot water was withdrawn from deep within the field, the water level in the deep reservoir dropped and the remaining water boiled more violently, producing more steam. Large quantities of this extra steam escaped the Craters of the Moon. Will also have a fantastic geothermal area, long well-formed pathways, and with elevated weaving platforms. You will see interesting plants that have adapted to thrive in these hot steamy conditions during your 45 minutes walk. Talking a little bit about the history of Craters of the Moon, otherwise a geothermal site. The word Craters of the Moon or thermal area is actually arrived from a Māori language, is a region with geothermal activity north of Taupo, New Zealand. It is a part of Wairakei, the largest geothermal field in New Zealand, with a surface area of about 25 km square. The name springs from many other hydrothermal eruption craters which are in part barren and which have bright colors. Combined with the numerous steam vents constantly shifting, collapsing, and reforming, giving the whole area a desolate appearance, and the sulfur smell, the whole area has been said as an unearthly atmosphere. The craters are a relatively recent feature of the area and appeared as a result of human activity in the region. The site is a crown land administered by the Department of Conservation with the help from the Craters of the Moon Trust, a volunteer organization that provides information for visitors and passive vehicle security. The features of Craters of the Moon. The Craters of the Moon is a steam-lined or steam field with a total of about 36 hectares of heated ground. It has an average altitude of 435 meters. It has of course, craters, but it also has blowholes and mud pools. Vegetation around the area of the craters of the Moon is quite uncommon. Craters. All the craters at the craters of the Moon are as a result of hydrothermal eruptions. The pressure of the steam beneath the surface exceeds the pressure exerted by the weight of the underlying ground. This results in an explosion. As a result of this, a mixture of hot water, steam, hot mud, and pumice is ejected into the air. These materials may be blown up to 100 meters, leaving behind holes or craters as deep as 20 meters. Hydrothermal eruptions occur about once a year. The blowholes. The openings in the Earth's surface where geothermal steam and gases are emitted are called blowholes. These vary in size from 1 centimeter to half a meter in diameter. The most powerful blowholes was observed at craters of the Moon that happened in December 1967. It had a heat output of 116 megawatt. The mud pool. Currently, only one of the craters has a mud pool. Here the gases, mainly H2S, react with water to form sulfuric acid. This reacts with rocks, turning it into clay. Where there is water is present, this forms the grey-colored mud pools that bubble and burp as steam and gas escapes through them. Vegetation. Much of the ground at craters of the Moon is warm or hot. This is of course affects the vegetation. Only few species can survive at this temperature. And one of these is a variety of Kanaka or a microflora, and other species include ferns and mosses that usually grow only in tropics or warmer frost-free climates. Visitors' access to craters of the Moon is actually open all year round. The area is easily reached by a car from Taupo, being one of the ends of the Karapiti road that branches off State Highway 1/5 4 kilometers north of Taupo. There is a car park and an informational kiosk at the entrance, and entrance fees applies. Visitors can walk a main track circuit suited for people of all ages and fitness levels, which is also wheelchair accessible. This loop takes 45 minutes to walk, a steeper loop taking an additional 20 minutes, climbing to a viewpoint due to the somewhat poisonous fumes and the fact that ground temperatures around the steam winds can reach dangerous levels. The path and the board walkways that allow access to the field are relayed at regular intervals to bypass them. Craters of the Moon Trust. In 1991, the constant break-ins in cars at the rather isolated car park caused local solicitor to seek volunteers to maintain the passive security. In that same year, a first kiosk was rebuilt near the entrance, and in 2000 a bigger kiosk was opened. In 2000, the trust opened a similar kiosk and passive vehicle security at the famous Hookah Falls.